Hello there. So I decided that, well, before I get started, a quick apology. I am very sorry for the lack of video uploads. I will put up a update video about what exactly has been going on in my life and exactly what does it mean for the channel, which will not be shutting down. I will tell you that. But I decided that for this video, instead of doing the update, because I was in a rush for the update. But this, on the other hand, I have been watching Danganronpa 3, the Future and the Despair arcs, because you know how much of a Danganronpa fan that I am. And by being a fan, I have to know everything about it. And by the time this video comes out, the series, both of them, the Future arc has one more episode to go, and, the Despair has two. So, after seeing the 10th episode, or no, the 11th episode of the Future, I had to make this video, and I will be doing them for all the games and TV shows except for another episode. That has to wait until I get more into it, because that is the only one that I'm not doing, along with Danganronpa 0, which is their light novel. And I do kind of know I do know what happens. I read into it. I read half of it, but it wasn't really something that I could get into, and I don't know where to find it anymore. But for this video, however, I will be doing the top 10 Danganronpa moments, and that means it will be from the very first game. I decided to combine the first game and this anime, because they're basically the same. They really are. Just the game has a little more detail to it. So I will probably be reaching out more towards the game for this one. And like in the red down below, that there will be major spoilers ahead. And in the previous Danganronpa videos where we go over the characters, this will be a big spoiler fest. I cannot tell you how many times I will have to warn you that if you don't want to be spoiled, I am not putting any timestamps in the description. I'm not giving you any warnings, except probably one of them, just because if you do want to see the list, but you want to know who the mastermind is, please don't watch this video. Just go see the series, play the game, then come back. As much as I would love you to watch this video right away, please, I don't want you to be spoiled on a fantastic series. So, and also just a quick warning, I will be saying where each moment takes place in the game or TV show, similar, like I said. And if I'm talking really low, I am recording at 11:30 at night, or not 11:30, 1:30 at night, and I'm trying not to wake up my roommates. So, let's go on, and I will hopefully not be rambling about everything, because I would love to. But, like any list, and I believe that I also made a big mistake too, is that I misspelled honorable because I forgot ends. So let's ignore that. I'm gonna focus on the image. Would be the first execution, which is the space journey. And this is basically what the game in the anime opens up to is the execution of Kirigiri's father. And if he was the principal at Hope's Peak Academy and is the reason why the students are there in the first place. So I picked this it's not on my official list just because of the fact that it wasn't really that interesting per se of execution wise, but it's here because this is what everything opens up to. You don't open up to like the happy music of Naegi going to school. You're opening up to someone dying by a bear, by a robo bear, but they're not killing them. Something else is. So I think it's very interesting, and it also foreshadows something that comes way later in the game, which I will probably go over. I think it's the next one. I don't really remember much of the order, even though I just did this, but number 10, the hidden message, which is found in the first case, and in the anime is found in episode 2. It's found in episode 2, but it really is not notified or touched upon until episode 3, when the actual trial takes place. Now, I'm just gonna zoom in very quickly there. I particularly like this one because I am a big detective person. I like mystery games and all that. So when we got all these clues, or the first case, I was like, okay, I'm gonna get on it, yeah. And I never picked up on this until they actually reveal it in a very clever way, but at the same time it was like, okay, we're all dumb because no one ever fucking decided to look at this. And once you realize what it is, you can't unsee it, and I can't. And I just thought that it was really clever, especially for the victim, who I'll get to later on in the video, how her whole plan was to pin it on someone else, and yet in the very end she's like, alright, well, killer, I'm just gonna do this to you, have fun. And because of the hidden message and just what big impact a little thing like this could do, made someone die. So I thought it was brilliant, and also a big stab at a cliche detective mystery thing of the victim writing someone's name down. Number 9. Exploring the top floor and discovering the secrets. And this is found at, I believe, I don't remember what anime episode it was, but I believe it's either the last chapter, chapter 6, when they made the deal and they're like, okay, you can explore everywhere now. I think it is, because they wouldn't be able to go up here unless the bargain was made. But I was, if you kept up with Danganronpa Despair, you will understand what this room means. Either Danganronpa Despair or Danganronpa Zero. I can't remember which one it is. I think it is the Despair. But what I really find interesting was that out of all of Danganronpa, this is the only time they use red blood in the first game. Because it was old blood, and I think in future now, there have been cases, I still don't understand why they're doing it, where they have red blood and pink blood. So, I'm assuming that, like, pink blood represents, oh yeah, they are absolutely dead. But with this, it was more horrifying because it's dried red blood, and there's writing on the walls, there's sword marks, and also Byakuya was the one to find it, so I thought it was really interesting. But, along with this, you find, like, other clues that tell you what's going on, and it really, this is the moment where you find out, holy shit, what have we been missing? We've been missing a big, crucial fact. So, that was interesting, and you also find the remains of Kirigiri's father during this time as well, so that was fun. Number 8, the mastermind reveal, and also if you realize, deciding to use GIFs for some of these now, and I'm so happy I can get it to work, but, when we find the mastermind, who it is, I was on top of that. I was like, okay, we got our clues, let's do it. And you find out, episode 12 is when you find out who it is. And also in chapter 6, when you find out who it is. But I kept trying to, like, connect all the dots, and I was like, ooh. So, like, when I came to the realization, I was like, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. I was so hyped when I realized I was right at the end. And just to see how Junko Enoshima actually is, along with how she is in Danganronpa Despair when she's actually the fashionista, yeah, that's it. When you actually see her do that role as well, she's such an interesting character, but to also see her do all of these personalities, it's creepy, it's so cool, and I love it. So, I honestly recommend you do it. It's so cool. Number 7, Hidden Ending. This is not shown in the anime whatsoever. This is only in the game at the 5th trial. And this comes at a mistake. Because there's, like, an option in the game where at the 5th trial, you found out that Kirigiri's doing, like, all these, like, weird things behind everyone's backs. She won't tell anyone the truth. And you have the option to either tell people or keep it a secret. If you tell people what she's doing, then everyone accuses her and she dies from execution style. And you get an ending like this where Asahina is basically, like, I don't think married, but she's, like, birthing or having sex with Hagure, Nagegi, and Byakuya. And also that Koko died, but Apple somehow got closed for them. But let me see. But the reason why it's, like, it's interesting in this part, but the reason why it's funny is that once, like, you see this image, you see everything, it goes right back to Naegi in the room and saying, like, what, I can't do that. No, we can't do that. You have to do the other option. There's no other way. And I'm like, really? Naegi, you're gonna tell me we can't do that ending? Okay. So I thought it was really funny and just be, like, back-talked by Naegi and, like, seeing him, like, horrified out of his mind, and also realizing that he's taking a long time deciding what to do. So, might as well. And also, Hagure has a goatee. Fucking A. Okay, number 6. Naegi's execution fail. Now, if you decide to keep quiet, Naegi will have to be executed, but it doesn't go the way that Monokuma plans, thanks to AI, or alter ego, who was able to alter the execution style, so Naegi lives, but I find it funny because it was like just one big bam, hey Mastermind, you got fucked over by Alter Ego, by Chinchiro. So, fuck you, fuck you, fuck you. I thought it was so funny. And you can find this, I think, in either episode 10 or 11. And this is in the chapter 5 trial. And it's funny to watch because Monokuma's like, I think he's talking about sex on the chalkboard. And then when Naegi just falls all the way down the trash chute and he doesn't die, Monokuma's like, what? What? But I think the best part is probably if you see the English dub. And, when this happened, by the way, because I've seen the English and the Japanese versions, they pan out to everyone else who's watching, and they're all shocked. They're all shocked, and then all you hear is is from Miyakuya, I knew Naegi didn't do it. And I'm like, what? No, you voted for him. You asshole. And also, it just sounded really desperate from Yakuya, yet, like, yeah, I really didn't do it. I promise you, I did not do it. But, I thought it was so funny. I'm probably going to be doing this as we get closer and closer to number 1. Sorry. Number 5. The body discovery of Sayaka. Like I said with the first execution, I like this because it really shows this is what we're in for. Teenagers are killing each other. So you better hold on and just sit tight because this is what we're gonna do because you're here for like a good 10 hours plus. And also I have a kind of like a different opinion on Sayaka now than I did beforehand, and I did not like Sayaka whatsoever. When I found out what like her intentions were of wanting to pin it on someone, I'm like, you fucking bitch. I wanted her to die. I thought she should have been dead. I did not like Sayaka whatsoever, and now I've grown to kind of like her again because I played. In the game, you can interact with them, and I've interacted with Sayaka a lot in the beginning, and I actually do kind of like Sayaka now, but when it first happened, I was like, no, fuck that. Plus, I also was able to color all the pink in red, so it looks way more creepier. And I also realized just now that you can see the reflection of her face, which means they did a lot of good detail on this. Sorry. I don't know what else to say about Sayaka. Oh, if you see episode 11 of Future, Sayaka comes. It's so creepy. She comes back or something. It's creepy as hell. But yeah, in the anime, you can see this in episode 2. In the game, it's chapter 1. Number 4, Naegi sick in bed. And being sick, I don't know why you're wearing like your 2 jackets. But this comes in, I looked it up, chapter 5 of the game, and I don't remember what episode in the anime because it does happen in the anime. And I'm gonna guess episode 10, 9 or 10. It's definitely before the trial, and this probably isn't like a big moment that people would pick for Danganronpa scenes, but I picked it because, for me at least, when it comes to an anime or a game, I kinda like seeing the main character sick for one day. And this happened in Ace Attorney in the 3rd game, where Phoenix got sick or injured. So I kind of like seeing the main character sick because you get to see a different side of them. And when I know in anime it's like typical to have the beach episode to do like exams week, but having like the main character sick, I thought it was really clever. And even for a short time, having Naegi sick, where he felt exhausted, he lay in bed and almost killed by the mastermind as well. It was really clever because I didn't think about it at first. I didn't think that someone would get sick and also be so vulnerable. It was really clever and it threw me completely off guard. And I started panicking. I was like, no, you can't kill him. You can't do it. So it was really cool for me, at least. Number 3. Now we're getting into like really the more known, like everyone likes these moments. The arrival of Genocider Sho. And you can spell Sho, or you can call it Genocider Jill or Genocider Jack. It's different. But this moment comes in, I think, if episode 3 has tried. I think it's episode 5 or 6. Episode 5 or 6, this character is introduced, and the game is chapter 2. Genocider Sho is a serial killer who only kills men, and in a very certain way. And during the second trial, when they found out that Chichiro, that looked like Genocider Sho, could be behind all of it, everyone found out that Toko Furukawa has multi-personality disorder and is also the serial killer, which is, to me, actually a really cool role to have, not gonna lie. But why I liked this was because, one, out of the park, amazing setup for it. You would have never known, especially from Furukawa, because you thought of her as like the nerd. You don't want to talk to her, you don't want to do anything involving her. And second, the intro for her was amazing in the game and also in the anime because it was so sudden. Like, she falls back and then comes up with scissors in her hand. And also marks on her leg that no one apparently saw before. Just saying. But what makes it interesting is that this character doesn't just stop at this one trial. She shows up in just about every trial, almost every episode, and then also has the entire game for them where that's like an option to play. You have Toko or Genocider, and you get to play as Genocider, and I'm like, yes. So this character was a valuable member of the team, and I'm glad, but also worried that I wonder why it wasn't in despair mode, which is very surprising, I'm not gonna lie. Why the serial killer isn't all in despair. Probably was immune? I don't know. Number 2, Junko's execution, which takes place in the last episode of Danganronpa and chapter 6 of the game. What I really like about this is the whole concept of despair is interesting, especially when you surround it like an anime, which is so focused on hope versus despair. So to have a character who is in love with despair to the point where getting to go through death is like the most fun thing in their life. It's kind of worrying, but at the same time, it's like, holy crap, how are we gonna do this? Well, let's just throw in all the deaths in one. And somehow she is able to survive all of them up till the last one, which is surprising. And it's kind of amusing to see her go through all this fun. especially in like the last scene of her alive in that like a birthday hat, holding Monokuma, happy as can be. She's actually like excited to die. And it's not like this brings like the end to all her terror. It just means that you finally give her what she wants, which is ultimate despair. And also this fucking gif of her saying, okay, let's go. I reserve an extra special punishment for last. Let's give it everything we got. It's punishment time. Ha 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 ha. Trust me, if it was not this late at night, I would be doing it all out. I love it. I might do it again. So, let's see. But number 1 is the third trial and execution. And this takes place throughout the period, I think, of episode 7 to episode, like, either episode 6 to episode 8, or episode 7 and 8. Because I know that they try to, like, divvy it, but I think because of everything that happened in the episode, they had to make it, like, more than 2. But basically, this is my favorite trial throughout the entire first game. And just because of how confusing and how much trouble I had on this the first time around, trying to figure it out, and also just how much you have to listen to all the detail to even get it on your own. Because there's only one thing that gives it away. One thing that will help you out, and if you don't pay attention to it, you're fucked. But I thought it was interesting, and also the breakdown of this very elaborate character that we never really looked into before. It was amazing, because we went from Celestia Ludenberg to someone completely different. I'm trying to think, Yashiro, I can't remember her first name. Or, no, I can't remember her last name. But, she just drops all the accents, and she accepts death gracefully. Even though she's still in pain, and also the fact that as her death is carried out, she's like, oh, I have everything I wanted. She gets hit by a truck. And it's just a sad way to die. It really is. Especially in her case, because that's not what she wanted. Not at all. And I just kind of like all the backstabbing. Sorry for my hand. I just like all the backstabbing, all the concepts of the trial. It was great. But I think I have to end it here. And I hope you all enjoyed the list that I made for you. I'm a little bit tired, I'm sorry. I will be doing this for the second game, for Future, and Despair. I will be giving my own personal opinions on those two as I do those lists, because I have a huge opinion on them, I really do. So, to be honest, I don't know when this video is coming out, probably in the next few days, so I'll probably already see the next episode of Despair by then. But, until then, if you have a suggestion or anything, or if you want to tell me your favorite moments, I would love to know. Leave them down in the comments, and I will see you all later. Bye!